Morning, everybody. It's Thursday's check-in right before Christmas. I got to tell you, I'm a little emotional today. And there's a whole bunch of things that are contributing to that emotion. Some of you have already seen the note. I'm going to read it again. The reopening team met yesterday and let me know after their meeting that they're pausing in-person worship once again. I want to say F COVID, but that's not appropriate. So we're just going to leave it at that. So let me just read you their statement. The reopening committee has reflected, debated, and under guidance from Chinook Winds region has decided to once again pause in-person worship. This has not been an easy decision, but with the latest AHS trends on this worrying Omicron variant, and with the safety of our congregation as our top priority, we believe it is the right decision at this time. Our 2 Christmas Eve services were already online, thank goodness. However, the planned Stations of the Birth event for Christmas Eve will now also be showcased online. As to the January 2nd service, this too will be moved to online only. We will be monitoring this quickly developing situation and hope to have better news in the future for further services in January. Thank you for your continued support of the church, our staff, and of each other through this uncertain time. That's from the reopening team. So as you can imagine, we're all disappointed. Like it just sucks. It just sucks. So what I've done, and the Stations of the Birth, as you can see, I have included all the artwork that is to be a part of the Stations of the Birth. We have recorded it and we'll have that available for people to use as a reflective tool if they still would like to go through the Stations of the Birth with us. So that will be on our homepage. If you go to our homepage, you'll see a whole bunch of changes. Everything that's Christmas oriented is on that homepage now. So direct people to it and share it and do whatever you like to do with it. But the artwork that's here is thanks to Open Art Studio. Several members of Open Art Studio were generous enough to lend us some of their artwork for the Stations of the Birth, and you'll see that through the video that we've created for the Stations of the Birth as well. So bulletin will be coming out as well. I am not going to read every single announcement. I just wanted to let you know about the Stations of the Birth, and that will be available online later, probably tomorrow, the Christmas Eve as well. So in addition to that, pre-recorded kids service is going to happen at 3 o'clock, or it's going to be live at 3 o'clock. Again, on the homepage, you can find it. The kids are absolutely hilarious. We kind of go through the Stations of the Birth a little bit with them as well. And their comments are, they just lift you up. This is a good service to watch, and lots of songs as well. And then the adult cantata and communion service will become live at 8 o'clock. And so make sure you have your communion elements ready so you can have communion with us in that service, at the end of that service. And then the Stations of the Birth, of course, will be available. We were supposed to have it in person from 4 to 6, but it will be available at 4 o'clock for those of you that are interested in walking through that virtually with me. So if we can spread the news about everything going online for now, including January 2nd, and then we're going to reassess. Just spread the word. And I know there's lots of people that don't have computers or internet. So it's all our responsibilities to let everybody know. If you can do that for me, make some phone calls and those kinds of things. I'm just relying on you to look at your bulletin and look at the announcements and be self-informed, because I do have a Christmas message that I'd like to share with you. So that's why I'm kind of looking up at my other screen. All right. So when I first began serving St. Thomas United Church, I came on an appointment, not a call. It was a year-long contract to support the church while you searched for another minister. Now, I won't lie, that was a very hard year. I had come back to congregational ministry following an enriching and fulfilling 3 years ministering to young offenders. It was unfortunately also a very traumatic 3 years of working in the judicial system that was focused on punitive, a system that just didn't mesh with my beliefs and values. And in retrospect, it was a blessing that my time ended rather abruptly, even though it left very deep scars from wounds that still seem to reopen with ease. What's with that? How can a wound that has happened so long ago still reopen with ease? But I guess that's trauma for you. In my first year with you from 2014 to 2015, this community of faith, you welcomed me, supported me, and embraced me despite my brokenness. I'm going to get a little emotional. And I began to heal because of the love you all gifted me. To this day, the blessings I receive every day from all of you results in my gratitude bucket overflowing. And it's those blessings that made me apply for the official call to St. Thomas in 2015, and the blessings continue now over 7 years later. When we speak in church about God's Advent lights of hope, peace, joy, and love, it's easy for me to think of St. Thomas and how you all live out open hands, open hearts, and open minds. You are the embodiment of love. You are the hands and feet of Jesus. And how you support one another, advocate for social justice issues, and continue to be open to learn and expand your minds are all examples of living out God's love in the world today. So I'll use my own experiences as examples. I am gifted with hope when I come up with an idea that, let's just say, is out of the ordinary. And you willingly come along for the ride. Or when you don't have any worries about my solo leadership, or trusting in my input and guidance. I'm gifted with peace when someone shares with me templates for letters they know I want to write, but I have limited time to create. Or gifts of meals. You all know who you are when life is busy. Or simply saying, I'll take care of that. I'm gifted with joy when I hear the pre-recorded music and watch the musical, or the conversations I have with kids coming to church, even though there's no Sunday school. And I'm gifted with love through all the food, treats, calls, notes, emails, and texts from you, making sure that I am doing well. May you all be blessed this Christmas season. And no matter what's decided with in-person worship, we will continue to be connected because all of you are reaching out to each other. And keep doing that, especially reaching out to those who don't have computers or the internet and can't see me chatting regularly or access the worship services easily because the worship services are online. We are in this together. We have all been in this together, even before the pandemic. This church is amazing at keeping in touch with one another. And because you understand that pastoral care isn't just the minister's responsibility, that is an opportunity that God has given to each and every one of us. And I know you will continue to step up to be the love and community of St. Thomas, even when we can't physically be together. So the next time you're thinking of someone from church, give them a call, have a conversation. We all have to keep being in touch so that if something happens, we can offer support in the best ways we know how. Thank you all for being God's love in the world. Thank you for being you. I'm going to leave you with a poem from Anne Weems, and it's called In Search of Our Kneeling Places. In each heart lies a Bethlehem, an inn where we must ultimately answer whether there is room or not. When we are Bethlehem bound, we experience our own Advent in his. When we are Bethlehem bound, we can no longer look the other way, conveniently not seeing stars, not hearing angels' voices. We can no longer excuse ourselves by busily tending our sheep or our kingdoms. This Advent, let's go to Bethlehem and see this thing that the Lord has made known to us. In the midst of shopping sprees, let's ponder in our hearts the gift of gifts. Through the tinsel, let's look for the gold of the Christmas star. In the excitement and confusion, in the merry chaos, let's listen for the brush of angels' wings. This Advent, let's go to Bethlehem and find our kneeling places. And remember, I love you and I see you. Yes, Richard, I see you. Have a great Christmas, everyone. Blessings to you all. See you in the new year.